Yo, what up, guys? I'm actually trying to do a little bit of shading on this digital drawing I'm working on here. Oh my god, it's so hard to like actually see what I'm doing on here. No, yeah, well, we're gonna start painting shortly. But hold on. Is there not a better way? I think what I did last time. Oh, I remember what I did last time. Let's see. What if I do this? It makes it easier for you guys to see, I guess. If the background isn't so white. But then it's kind of hard for me to see. Let me see something. One more time. What if I just do like this color? Why can't I select that color? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think I like that other blending brush as much as this one. Yo, I hear somebody in my fucking backyard, bro. Let me go see what the fuck this shit is real quick. Yeah, I knew I was hearing something, yo. I'm hearing something fucking bang us. Whatever, yo. But my neighbors are out there putting up a fucking fence. I'm like, what the fuck is all this noise back here? You know what? Alright, my bad. I've been in and out for a minute, yo. Just learned some new shit and talked to my neighbor for a minute about some stuff, so. Oh, that was um, time consuming. Oh my god, I hate when it's not responsive. All right. So I'm getting somewhere with this. We'll see where it goes though. Let that continue to charge.
At Coach Lincoln, we want the car purchasing.
With ADHD, sit 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension. No, by all means.
All right, so on November 7th, 2019, played a little game called Death Stranding. And I was caught off guard by how actually well shot it was, although it was Hideo. You know, we already know it was going to be like a cinematic masterpiece type game. The director's cut just dropped on PS5, shot to PlayStation. They gave me this kind of early, even though I'm not really posting this early. We want to check this out. But anyways, going to start it up. You guys are amazing. All support greatly appreciated. What I was going to kind of do, this is just one video, obviously. I wanted to kind of get it in like 4K. Because when I played the original, it was on PS4, obviously. And, you know, there's been a lot of upgrades since then. So we'll kind of see how fast the load times are as well. All right, from the dashboard, here we go. Before we begin, though, I do have a sponsor. That sponsor is Asphalt 9 Legends. A free to download arcade racing game on the Xbox. It's easy to play but hard to master. You can play up to 4K and 120 frames. Oh my goodness! For a limited time, download and receive a limited edition Xbox themed Porsche 911 GTS as a gift. Xbox only. Features cross-play and cross-save with PC/Windows 10. You can start a club and grind the leaderboards or race against your friends in a club race mode. You can collect over 140 of the world's most amazing speed machines. You can also compete in over 900 solo career events across 180 plus tracks in 12 real-world locations, including San Francisco. That is awesome. All right, guys, that is it. If you guys want to check this game out, I have a link at the very, very top of the description. Again, thank you, Asphalt 9 Legends, for sponsoring this video. You guys are amazing. Let's jump into it. I wonder, like, how many more director cuts we're going to get. All right, so my save file for PS4 has actually been transferred over. I wanted to kind of run around the game. I actually have not loaded up anything. Let me load really quick and see what 48 hours I spent on this game. And I actually really liked it a lot, too. The way the game works, though, is if I load up, it's just going to have, like, everything there. Actually, let me just see if there's anything new really quick. We're going to kind of start a brand new game and just kind of see, like, how the game looks and runs from the start, you know? Because I don't know, like, I know they added, like, a shooting range. I think there's, like, some other stuff they've also added. But I don't know what yet. All right, here we go. Small save file. Granted, it was, like, the end of the game, so I didn't want to, like, continue where we were. But I'll tell you right now, we're going to start up a brand new game here in a minute. Just kind of check out, like, the first portion of the game was really well shot, and I feel like I want to see that again on the PS5. I wanted to check out and see if there's anything new. This is actually the area... Oh, private room firing range. They've added that now. I want to see what this is like. I don't think it's like everything. I don't know. There usually is for everything. this is actually kind of cool. What if you can use any gun? Welcome to the fire range. You can try weapons range behind Sam. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. Yo, we should, like, quadruple rocket launcher. Oh, forgot the bowling gun. Man, it's been so long since I played this game. Let's just try the AR out. Well, that's right. You gotta, like, yeah, carry it on your back. Hold on. Do you have to, like... Yeah, I don't have to pick up ammo, so that's good. Let's try this out. See how this feels. Probably not good to use that range. They've also added like a few other things I might check out as well. Nothing crazy. Hold on. So the bullet lab now? Hold on. I think, man, it's all over the place. Alright, this is gonna be ridiculous. Little burst shot on that. There we go. Not too bad. Alright guys, that's all I could really find. I do know that there's like a bike where you jump through like rings and stuff. I don't know where that's at in the game. Maybe I'll find it when I start a brand new game up here in a minute. But anyways, love you guys. Get it from the beginning.
Oh, great. Fuck.
And I forgot how, like, just epic the beginning of the game was. Alright, so, kind of back at square one here. No abilities. Well, not really abilities, but double jump and all that. No, skeleton suit thing. Have to scan. Yo, man, it's been so long since I played. It's like, you gotta think how many games I've played since this came. I forgot, like, it showed you, like, the rough terrain, stuff like that. I think I did. Did I just go down the hill last time? I might have. Hold on. Oh my god. I forgot. Forgot you could tumble over. Hold on. Put that on my back. Launching off. What? Oh, so here's what it is. I disconnected my game from the internet because I guess technically I'm playing it early and the servers weren't really up or something. I don't really know. Let's go through here. You gotta be cautious, man. Gripper balance, we're good, we're good. Gonna hold these straps really quick. overall, the game looks phenomenal, and I feel like I might be playing this in my spare time, just kind of. Uh-oh, hold on.
I see you're gone. deprive you so hard? Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
I will too, then.
What are you doing here?
Trying to stay dry. Same as you. Time falls that up. My knee's fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
That right? Sam Porter Bridges. The man who delivers. You want it? A clip to write a day keeps the time from away. Want to come work me? Must be tough out there on your own.
Yeah, Club Fragile Express at home.
And your traders. Not much left of us now, save for a few honest folks. And on top of that, not much left of me either. Got soaked from head to toe.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries, that's all.
This is Bridges Central Dispatch. Freelance contractor Sam Porter Bridges. Receiver standing by for drop.
Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long. The time pool fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you at Sam Porter Bridges.
All right, so one thing I actually forgot about this game that now I was like, oh yeah, I remember this because I had trouble when I was editing this game. Right when you leave the cave, there's a music starts playing, and it lasts for like 6 minutes. So I had to cut all that out. I remember when I would be running around, you would just randomly have like a song pop up, and you can't avoid it, you know. So anyways, here we go. Doing some gameplay. I'm probably gonna play for a little bit and then stop the video. I kind of just wanted to see how well it runs, and it looks amazing. I just remember there's a lot of cutscenes in the beginning. Oh, I'm assuming this is where like the song will be playing as you're running down through here. I let it play up there, so I kind of skipped. A bit of a scan. Okay, it's not too shallow. Or not too deep, I mean. Here we go. Oh, God. He does it. The yellow's over there. Hold on. Yo, I forgot all about. I remember some of the missions in this game were pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So far, so good. This is like, I'm actually curious how many of you joined me when I played this game originally. I remember it came out around the time Jedi Fallen Order came out. Forgot which Call of Duty was that year as well. If there even was one. I think there was. There's one every year, you know? So, I'm like trying to remember what all was that year. Because it was like 2019, which is like last year we had all the PS5, Xbox Series X. And I felt like this year's been a lot of like remasters for PS5, director's cuts. Games being brought to the next gen, or the current gen, if you would. Let me scan really quick. Oh my god. It's easy to lose balance. Oh, there's something up there too. Oh, I forgot about these things. Hold on. Let me scan. I want to see if I might go get. Well, I said I was going to go over there and get whatever's up there, but I don't know if this is smart. Here we go. Alright, remains blue, so that's good. Kind of. Nothing was worse than having, like, the boxes on your back stacked, like, 20 feet in the air, and you get caught, like, downstream. It was rough, man. There was a lot of moments that were pretty tough and challenging in this game. But, like, holding the straps is probably just the way. Now, I don't know if they added, like, the DualSense upgrades or anything like that to the controller. I feel like something is a little different. But then again, I also don't remember too much of what it was like before, you know? It feels like next gen right now. The adaptive triggers aren't really in play yet because it's not really, haven't really shot any guns. Now, when I was shooting guns at the firing range at the beginning of the video, it did feel like that. I don't know why I picked all this up. Now, when we get up here, we'll definitely have like a cutscene. I'll probably just play for a little bit and stop. I hadn't planned on like doing a full series or anything. I'm not even going to call this a part one. I just want to call it like just how well does it run on PS5 or stuff like that. So we got a lot of stuff though. Add this on there too. Weight is getting up there, guys. Alright, so far so good. See if I can run. Here we go. Without tripping and falling. We'll find out. Lost cargo emergency provisions. Guess I'll grab those too. Oh, the double jump. Hold on, let me get this. Oh my goodness. It begins. No. We're almost there, so that's good. I wonder how long it took them to get like all these different movements down, you know? Because like obviously it's like a motion capture type thing for Norman Reedus, but I would say I might try to run, but it's gonna make me stumble a little bit. Let's try it. All right, we're good. Not gonna overdo it. This delivery should clear out everything. All right, activate terminal. See if I remember how to do this. Make delivery. Easy. Yep, got everything. Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. I think we're good. You gotta hold it down. Get it.
What took you so long? It's not like the legend to come in late.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my fight.
Sounds like you've been a big ringer. Luckily, I put you in first condition. Well, you did keep us waiting, but everything else seems to be in perfect order, so great work. We'll be awaiting the next delivery.
Very nice. Hope that gives you like the thumbs up, like Facebook or something. I think we're good. S. Hey, you know what? If that's the only delivery I do in this video, I'm happy to get an S. Kind of hard to mess that one up, though. I'll skip everything. Should be good.
Igor, Bridges Corpse Disposal. Sam Porter, I presume? Right. Not the touchy-feely type. Document said you had some kind of phobia.
Bridges Corpse Disposal. What happened?
Look, gotta get a move on. I'll explain as we go. Come on. He's got a date with the incinerator.
How long since he flatlined?
We don't know the exact QD, but I'd say it's been upwards of 40 hours.
He wasn't quarantined.
Not sick. This is just suicide.
Jesus.
We're just lucky we found him at all. Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go necro.
Where are you taking him?
Closest incinerators to the north.
This route's crawling with PTs. Sure you can't use another?
Wish I could, but there's no time.
Then just burn the poor bastard right here.
We put all that chiralium in the air so close to town? Can't do it.
Better that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we can do this. We just need someone like you with dunes.
Well, he's already in the first stage of necrosis. If we don't hurry, this place is a crater.
So how about it? Can we count on you? Then Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Sam. Just Sam. And I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
If it's helping you, we'll be able to stay one step ahead of them. Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you're plugging into the other side. Freaks me out too.
Roll out. Was different when I was a kid. America is a country. Anybody can go anywhere they damn well please. No need for couriers like yourself. You get highways, airplanes. Hell, you can even visit other countries. Hard to imagine it now. As you can see, the Death Stranding poked us full of holes. Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive, time came and washed you away. And those freaks from the beach showed up. The worlds of the living and the dead all mixed together. And that's when folks started pulling up in the cities. Couriers like yourself got put up on a pedestal. Son of a bitch. Rainbow!
Much further to the incinerator. This guy's about to pop.
Shit. We're to cut to the BTs. Engine stalled.
That's what's got us right where they want us. Get us out of here.
Sam, did you see anything?
No, nothing.
He must be busters.
Looks delicious.
To really understand this political moment. A woman on the New York City subway showed the political moment. I just saw these when I was in New York. A ton of really gross dating app ads where it's people like licking each other's mouths and simulating sex, and in some cases like they got people propped up on countertops and little things. So this woman just starts ripping them down. Is that okay for kids to be looking at this gross stuff on the subway? It is probably.
Normalizing it.
You're normalizing all these kind of sick, weird gender stuff, weird, gross sex stuff all over the subway.
We told them not to get upset. I'll wear the mask. We're going over there. Let's go to the bathroom. I mean, seriously.
I also love that very few people are wearing masks on the subway. Like some people are, but a lot of people are not. When I was there, I didn't wear masks on the subway. If you look up, it's like, oh, gross. It's like someone with their finger going through an apple, obviously simulating some gross stuff. Also hard to read imagery there. Yeah, it's gross. People with their tongues in each other's mouths. So, the debate is, what is freedom? Living in a society where anyone can put any kind of gross, obscene, weird porn stuff all over the subways for everyone to see, including little kids? Or is the free community the one that can band together and say, no, we don't want this crap on our subways, and we don't want to allow sick, degenerate corporations to enrich themselves by rousing up all our basest passions and having porn everywhere? We'll get to more on that in just 1 second. First, though, I've got a new way to start your day. Super Beets Heart Chews. They are a tasty treat to give you the energy that you need that are also good for you. No more afternoon coffees, energy drinks, or candy for a quick pick-me-up. Add 2 delicious plant-based Super Heart Chews to your morning routine and promote heart-healthy energy for your day without a caffeine crash. The grapeseed extract used in Super Beets Heart Chews has been clinically shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure as a healthy lifestyle alone. Really would recommend this, especially, if you're working long hours, you find yourself tired, you got a sweet, cute little baby who's screaming and keeping you up all night. I don't know, I'm just thinking hypothetically. I would strongly recommend Super Beets Chews for heart-healthy energy. You should too. Join over 1 million customers, get free shipping and returns, a 90-day money-back guarantee, and right now, you can get a free 30-day supply with your first purchase at superbeets.com/Knowles. Which is it? What is the freedom? You can kind of see an argument either way, right? So I think the people who are missing the moment, the libs and to some degree the libertarians, the ones who say like, the greatest freedom is to just look at porn everywhere, right? I think those guys are misunderstanding where people are. I think most of the American people, especially younger Americans, are with that woman saying, we don't want this filth, we don't want this degeneracy everywhere, okay? It's not good for us personally, it's not good for our political community, it's not good for our country. I'm so glad you liked that clip. But hold on. I need you to go over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to The Michael Knowles Show, M-I-C-H.
Remember when I was saying about my co-worker from the UK? And now she has a boyfriend here?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
You called it.
What do developers build on the SendGrid API? A service send a password reset to a confused customer.
And a nice body, and she's smart.
A tool to send thousands of messages announcing a new song to those ready to rock. Twilio SendGrid. We can't wait to see what you build.
It's like a piece of tape that you rip off.
Today we're looking at hidden car features most people don't realize they have. That's because new technologies are constantly being developed. Each year we see the modern car getting equipped with more electronic functions and less mechanical ones. Some of the new features may even surprise you. So hop in and let's get going. Did you know that many remote key fobs allow you to instantly roll down all the windows? Just press the remote's unlock button once, release it, and then hold the unlock button again, this time for 5 seconds. This is quite common in many key fobs, and it's convenient, especially during the hot summers, if you want to start letting out the interior heat before you reach your car. In some cars, you can insert the remote key into the door lock, turn it counterclockwise, release it, and turn it counterclockwise again, and hold on for a few seconds to open the windows. So what other cool car functions are there that you might have overlooked or don't know about? If you have an old Nissan or looking to buy a used one, not everyone knows this, but after 2008, all Nissan cars are equipped with the Tire Pressure Monitoring System, or TPMS. TPMS monitors the pressure level and warns you when your tires have lost 25% of their air. Nissan also has the Easy Fill Tire Alert System. This is helpful when you're filling your tires. With this feature, you don't even need to look at the pressure gauge. That's because the system monitors the pressure as you are filling them. Then it alerts you when a tire has reached sufficient pressure. It does this by honking your car's horn and flashing the car lights.
Wow.
Now imagine you recently bought a car. Whether you bought a new or used car, when you pull up to the gas station, it dawns on you that you don't know which side of the car is used to fill the gas up. Some people say that if the steering wheel is on the left side, then the fuel tank will be on the right, and vice versa. Well, that used to be the case because some countries regulated the location of the fuel tank for safety reasons. Historically, to prevent flash fires from the opposite contact of gasoline with a hot exhaust pipe, the fuel tank used to be placed on the opposite side of the exhaust pipe. But also, it was to protect pedestrians walking on the sidewalk near your car from being directly exposed to exhaust fumes. It was similar in countries with left-hand traffic, except it was the other way around. But nowadays, many cars have two exhaust pipes or a central exhaust. So that rule they're saying is not relevant these days. So how do you know which side of the car to fill the gas on? Actually, the answer is right in front of you. Just look at the fuel gauge indicator on your dashboard. There you'll see an arrow pointing to the left or right to indicate which side your gas tank is located on. Speaking of fuel, did you know
it's
that
annoying when it's not on the same side.
Cap?
That's annoying when it's not on the same
days when you
side.
remove the fuel cap and leave it on the car roof or trunk, accidentally drop the fuel cap on the floor. When you open the gas tank door to refuel, you'll see the fuel cap holder on the little door. It's a little detail, but nevertheless. These days, most modern cars have color-coded engines. Many car makers intentionally color-coded for you, the car owner. The purpose is to make it super easy for you to locate minor services most people do on their own. You ever replace certain fluids on your own? For example, just look out for the colorful stuff. I'm talking about the dipstick, oil cap, coolant, brake fluid, washer fluid. Typically, these things are yellow or blue, but some have red or green parts too. And then pretty much everything else, you can leave to the experts and let your mechanic handle the complex things. In other words, the non-color-coded parts and stuff that are black or gray. Did you know that 3 Japanese companies from Nissan to Honda to Toyota, as well as European manufacturers Volvo and Mercedes-Benz, have developed systems for detecting drowsiness when someone is driving? We're all human and we all get drowsy at some point in time, especially when we're on the road for a long stretch. Studies have shown that nodding off.
I'm never really nodded off driving though. I'm manly enough just to pull over off the side of the road and fucking take a power nap. And I've done that like twice ever. And I think both of them were on trips where I drove myself to South Carolina. I'm just like, yo, so fucking sleepy, y'all.
I've done it too, but it makes me nervous as a woman, like that somebody will like do something to me, and then for you as a black man, like sleeping in your car. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just makes me nervous. Even at a rest area, because that's where a lot of shit happens.
My job is to make college easier, because students have a lot to conquer.
Who of y'all likes video games? Alright, let's talk about it. Oh, yes, this should be
A fantastic video, because we got some information regarding performance boost for Xbox Series consoles, as well as more. There's so much more in this video. As a matter of fact, this is going to be a bad one for some Sony guys out there that have been really trying to downplay the power of RDNA 2 GPUs and what they are capable of. A lot of the technology, the silicon inside of these things, there's just more when it comes to what Microsoft is doing here. And as it covers for the PS5 and Xbox have launched, both are RDNA 2 based, meaning IPC performance for frequencies pretty similar. However, one does not have these long-reaching full RDNA 2 features, and it's going to be pretty cool to talk about here. So, if you end up liking the video, hit the like button. This is real stuff. It's genuine research and development by AMD and Microsoft partnerships, and it should pay dividends for your game in the future. Just to be clear, just because you might not know about this stuff doesn't mean Microsoft are lying, doesn't mean it's not real. It just means you need to up your game a little bit. That's all. Let's get into the topic. Let me know your thoughts as we go along. Oh snap, Microsoft and AMD are doing big things over here. They're collaborating to bring TensorFlow or DirectML to life, and they're basically, they're boosting performance by 4.4 times, 440% over here. That's 4 billion times better than the Xbox One, or the 17 trillion times better than the Ouya. Yes, that's right, 440% improvement on this application with RDNA 2 GPUs, that of which the Xbox console happens to have, along with all of the necessary silicon features that require this for it to actually function. And once more, Series X is the only console that will be using DirectX 12 Ultra, another requirement for these features. Now, of course, the Xbox One, the Ouya, they don't have these things. As a matter of fact, the Xbox Series consoles are the ones that will benefit from this the most, seeing as they do have hardware-accelerated DirectML, they have the silicon in the box, along with the traditional GPU style that you'll find on the PC. Those of the RDNA 2 variant do have a lot to gain from this. Now, it does say the TensorFlow DirectML, one of the accessible hardware machine learning tools that are available across a wide variety of GPUs, that being on the PC, and of course now with the Xbox being a thing. Well, with combined with machine learning from AMD and of course Microsoft, there is an initial 3.7 times performance improvement on interface performance and up to 4.4 times improvement on overall system and AI benchmarks. Now, this news is a couple weeks old probably, but I wanted to talk about it because I got a lot of messages about this, and this is one of the very small puzzle pieces that will make up Xbox Series performance, PC performance, all of that good stuff. It will trickle its way down into the console. We've seen this over and over and over, and they've even done this with DirectX Ray Tracing. They've even done it with the DirectX 12 Ultimate, with their mesh shaders coming to console, and so much more. This will boost your console performance in time. Now, these tests, these benchmarks, were actually done on AMD Radeon 6900 RX XT models, yes, along with the RX 6600 XT. Now, how this could translate to your Xbox, they could offload more and more machine learning tasks, things like that, side tasks.
Well, there's a...
I want you to look this up now. This is sick.
No, but there's some African cultures that do the same thing. Like, before the woman is married, she has to be a certain size. And I understand them being
big and all of that, but like, I mean, you're force feeding a baby, like. She's a lay blow specialist. I'm not too. Majority of those who get married, it can be at 30 but are young. This tradition has only survived, I'll read to that, in Chinguetti, Mauritanias, Muslims consider sacred, unfed to wed. That's what I was trying to figure out. Were they in Africa or where they were?
No, those are definitely Indians, but in Africa,
yeah, but then at the end, like they look like Indian, but then they show some people at the end, and I'm like, but they might have just been some really dark Indians. It's just they had features that look African. I mean, we everywhere. I'm just saying. Chinguetti, I gotta look that up now. LeBlanc. The practice is being done in several African countries, such as Mauritania, Uganda, Sudan, Tunisia, The synonym gavage comes from the French term for the force feeding of geese to produce foie gras. Foie gras?
Mm-hmm.
So they are African. That's what I figured they were like that, like mix. It's the Islamic Republic, a sovereign state in Northwest Africa. It's bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the west, Western Sahara to the north, and Northwest Algeria to the northeast, and Mali to the east.
110 million citizens, Nigeria is Africa's most populous nation. This is Calabar, a provincial city in southern Nigeria.
It's right next to Mali and Algeria.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not good at geography, so I gotta see that shit on the map.
And like this monument shows, men here like their women round. In a tradition,
That's why I was shocked at first, because I did think they were Indian.
girls are fattened up over the course of a year. The practice has been banned by
Yeah, and
the
this
state
Nigeria,
for about 2 years.
they go a whole year eating before they get married. Like, are you about to get married? Well, you need to gain like 30 pounds, yo.
First Indians were dark. I mean, we
First,
know, like,
everybody was dark.
That's what I was gonna say. We know that it's just looking at them, we thought they were like in India, and then when I saw them towards the end, I was like, no, those are like black features.
There are 2 simple principles to the fattening process.
But you could mistake an Ethiopian for an Indian quick, so that's just Blackfoot, yeah.
I like our tradition, even though it's been banned by the government. I'll stay here for 6 months. Every girl should go through this process before they get married.
6 months. You just go to the fat house. You don't work. You don't exercise.
Let me move over there.
You don't move. You don't do shit. You sit down all day, lay down all day, and eat.
Sexually satisfying their husbands with the help of massages and chalk rubbed into the skin.
She's pretty as shit, though.
Mm-hmm.
The roles
She
of
look
fat
like your homie a little bit.
desirable places.
Rose?
Mm-hmm.
She do look like Rose. She's really pretty, though. And Rose be doing that makeup and stuff to her cheese, too.
Bassie's mother cooks continually. Her husband is a farmer.
Sit, cook, eat all
In
day.
the countryside, it's easier to finance the fattening cure because only a few essentials have to be bought.
And that also shows that
What's so funny though is that all the women we see in her skinny and shit, they already married.
They already been through it.
Yeah.
But it shows 2 things. It shows that the woman is healthy and she can maintain like a good weight to carry a child. And 2, it shows that the family is well off enough to feed somebody like that. Because most people, you can't eat. Food costs money. It costs time and effort.
Like they say,
So,
making them fat, but none of them are like our version of fat.
No. They're
like,
thick.
Yeah.
They're thick and chubby because their family has enough money, has enough wealth to feed them, to offer them to another family, so she can go off and be with a man, and start their own family. You see, we come from a wealthy family. Our daughters ain't skinny. Our people eat good.
Save or boredom, Bassie sings.
And that's it. Just exercise a little bit. Try not to get atrophied in your muscles, but you don't do too much.
When I was young, I did the same thing.
Yeah, I already been through that shit.
Black Americans got nice skin, yo, but don't nobody got skin
In
like
this house, whether you're fat or slim, doesn't matter.
people from Africa.
But women's rights do.
Even the lighter women, like
It's just a different kind of glow. Even the women that are like my color over there, their skin is just different.
Certain parts of Africa, yo, like the closer you get to the equator, the less seasons you have. You don't have a real winter and fall. It's always summer and spring. You're always in the sun, yo. You never experience like really, really, really cold snaps. Like that shit really affects your fucking skin, yo.
Yeah, and this shit's like right in the middle. Shinguate, because there's Senegal right here, and Morocco's up there. It's like literally right in the middle.
The Performance Studio Workshop hopes through theatre to explain these things more clearly.
I mean, I respect it. Just make sure to eat some vegetables or something.
Every year, 2 million women are genitally mutilated without painkillers. For Ada Iniano,
I would kill somebody if they did this to my daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, they can absorb the sun more, yo. That shit in their genes, yo. Just
also went through the fattening process.
they just closer to the original
Yo,
people.
if
Yo.
Africans had to come over here and just like be over here, like I'm talking like here with no sun, yo, it would take them so long to be adjusted.
Yo, motherfucking.
They'd probably be depressed as shit. Like, yo, I need some vitamin D.
They literally eat that shit. It's photosynthesis, yo. Like,
yeah,
it's photosynthesis, just like plants, yo. You fucking eat. People say absorb or whatever, yo. It's like your body eats that shit.
And
your
Africa
body's
has
just eating
the
fucking
most
light, yo.
diverse, like, just group of people. Like, you got black people that got the slanted Asian looking eyes, and you got skinny and tall. You got the super tall motherfuckers, and you got motherfuckers that's like got hair like mine, and then you got motherfuckers that got 4C hair too. Like, it's just so many different languages, cultures. Like, I remember the first time, like, once I was old enough to kind of grasp the concept that there was other places and continents and countries. And I'm like, all right, there's America and we got all these states. But then you go to Africa and it's like countries. Like country. And I could never understand that shit, but it's so big.
Yeah, and that's why America is so weird, because our states are the size of countries.
Right. And that's what I had to understand. Like, a state for us is a country.
Yeah, and then, like, you can go through, if you push real hard, you can go through, like, 3 states in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you go over there, you can go through 3 countries in one day. Like, and just take a train, and in a few hours, you're already through a whole nother country. Yo, that shit is crazy. Yo. Keep them on deck. Yo, my hometown fucked up, yo. Like, cause we got a bunch of fucking farmland and shit. It is just, I don't know, man. Heinz Ketchup wanted to put a production plant. Like, I think, like, right outside our city limits, and our city voted that shit down, yo. So we'd rather stick with agriculture. Like, yo, you know how many jobs? Well, I mean, a couple hundred jobs, maybe.
I mean, yeah, and it will make some trash and whatever. But
You have a couple hundred employees working there, and some truck drivers and shit. But I don't know. I think it would have, like, did better, yo. I don't know. I was all for them putting a Heinz plant. We turned down another plant too, yo. It was a Heinz plant, and I think Walmart wanted to put a distribution center, like, right outside the city limits of Hartsville, and they was like, nah, we good.
See, that's the perfect place for it to be. Like, in my hometown, they got a couple little, like, Kohl's and Amazon fulfillment centers, and they always got jobs for people. They always got employees. Like, you should put it somewhere like that. Especially where you got more space to kind of spread out and hold more shit versus, like, being in a city. You got to pay for all those permits, zoning, this, that, taxes. Like, it's definitely smart for them to put it somewhere where they can pay the workers less money. So, I would understand, like, it's a win-win. Because I would do that, too. Like, not on no petty shit, but if I had, like, just a business, I'd be like, all right, well, I could go to New York and make New York money. Or I could put this shit somewhere down south, and I don't barely got to pay these motherfuckers anything. Like, not saying not anything, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum wage down south is different versus minimum wage up north. What every single state needs to do is to use the money that we pay for tolls and shit to actually fix them goddamn roads. That's what they need to do, fix our roads. And I feel like all kids should get free school lunch if they go to public school.
Period. Taxes paying for that shit, nigga.
Exactly, like that's one less thing for the kids to have to worry about. And then if they want to buy extra shit, then they can bring in money for snacks.
Alright, Erica said coffee cakes.
I already know what I'm gonna pick, but I just gotta scan the whole thing.
Well,
I think that you're gonna do either the butterfly cake or I'm gonna say you're gonna do the butterfly cake, yeah, or the zebra cake.
Are you gonna do the cinnamon Jones?
I do like the pinwheels, but that's not what I would choose.
All right, so you would get.
What would I get?
If it's not the pinwheels, you would get.
The pinwheels are not my favorite. That's not even in my top.
All right,
5.
so you would do a fucking oatmeal cream pie or nutty butter.
The nutty buddy, yeah.
The nutty butter.
That's like my absolute favorite right there. Everything else I could do without. Zebra cakes. I knew it. I said it's one of the cakes. I know my man, okay? School lunch been trash for years, though.
Yo, I swear, yo. Maria said coffee cakes.
Coffee cakes are good, but I like homemade
brownies.
coffee cakes.
Vicky says the spin wheels or whatever they call it.
The pecan wheels.
Yeah, pecan wheels.
For me, like I said, them Nutty Buddies hit. They got a
I
nice
love
little
Nutty
crunch.
Buddy.
Yo, I don't buy them for a reason. You notice when I buy them, we literally eat them in less than a week. Like, it's a damn shame. That's like one thing that I just don't even buy for the house, because if it's there, I'm gonna eat it. That and strawberry ice cream.
I'm gonna put my Nutty Buddy in your fudge round. What?
Wait, what?
It says I love Nutty Buddies and fudge rounds.
Oh, I was like, what? You're gonna put my phone?
Oh yeah. So this is what we're working on now. I'm actually trying to get the shadows. You can kind of see that line right there. So all of this up is wet. So I'm just working on the table itself and trying to lay some of the basic shadows down before I start working on the objects that are sitting on the table.
I can't see this.
If you didn't see the last painting I finished,
Maryland.
I get to show this off a little bit more. Because I did sign it already. So this is called Movie Night. Oh, that blue light is too big. Let's see. So this is Movie Night. You got your nice bottle, Jose Cuervo. You know, just like that shit straight on the rocks. You don't really need no chaser for that. And then you got your good movies up here. Ghost in the Shell.
Oh shit.
Akira. A Scanner Darkly. Yeah, and then you can just have a cool ass movie night. So yeah, so these are like, I'm trying to redo the still life. Most still life pictures you see is just like fruits and vases and flowers and stuff. And those are cool. I've done a bunch of teapot still lifes. I love that shit, yo. I love painting teapots and glass and fruits. One of my still lifes has fruits in it.
The glass ones are so good.
And so I just figured, like, why am I gonna keep painting like vases and bowls of fruits and lemons and shit? Like, why don't I make it?
They look so good.
And they do look good, but let me make a still life with some other shit, like some other cool shit that I like. Cause teapots are cool too, but I think Jose Cuervo cool as shit, yo.
Well, Ghost in the Shell is a great movie.
And I think these right here make pretty good still life. So
I'll never forget Ghost in the Shell because of you. Like.
Trying to see if I get better light.
It's crazy how you made that tape look like that too, like just at the bottom, like on Akira. Like how, Slay? How?
And then like on the case, the cover of the case is on the side of the thing, and I was like, God damn, yo, that's a little teeny ass paint I got doing there.
Yeah, that was so intricate and detailed. A Scanner Darkly. Have I seen that?
I don't think so.
So that's the last one I have to see then.
When the guys get on drugs and shit.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Yo, Scanner Darkly is crazy. So the guys, so the police agency is trying to. Well, I don't want to tell those stories. Anyway.
No, I want to watch it today. But you can still tell me.
Police agency is trying to infiltrate this drug ring. Mm-hmm. And it's, it's like a corporate drug ring. It ain't no hustlers on the streets. It's a major corporation, pharmaceutical company, drug ring type shit. And they're trying to get in there to prove like, yo, these motherfuckers is making drugs. But they can't. So they get somebody addicted to drugs just to get that person on the inside. It's the whole shit is so fucked up, yo.
I wanna watch that.
It's so fucked up, yo. Like how the movie go, you like what?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, you're gonna be the junkie.
That's exactly like, and they don't even know, but they like make this motherfucker a junkie just so he can get him. I was like, yo, how How the fuck the government? How y'all do that? A Scanner Darkly is crazy. It's a crazy ass. First the visuals, first the actors, the cast alone, the visuals, and then the storyline to that shit is just like, oh shit, what the fuck, yo? Like really? Like yo, I don't know. First time I seen that shit, Brandon Turbyville showed me that shit for the first time, yo. It's like, yo, you gotta watch this shit, bro. I'm like, oh my god.
I definitely am gonna watch that because the Ghost in the Shell, I love that, and like you have successfully turned me into an anime fan.
Yeah.
I always liked Boondocks, but that was it.
But now this next still life. Yo, thanks, Mark. Yeah, the old VHS. Like I say, I've had those. Those are like my originals. Like my Ghost in the Shell, bro. I've had that shit since I've been a teenager. It's the first copy I bought in like 97 or 98 because I bought that shit like as soon as it came out, yo. And I've had that shit ever since, yo. This shit is like old as fuck, son. Yo, my Ghost in the Shell is old as fuck, son. I bought that shit from the video store. The first time I rented and watched it, I was like, yo, this is mine, yo. Be kind. Please rewind. Who remember that shit, yo? Like the real shit, son. You could give me enough money for it, but it'll cost. Like, I need some thousands for this shit, nigga. I still got the box and everything. I got a protective case. I took it out the case when I was working on it. I need to put it back in the case. But yeah, that's how old I am. Yeah, I still got some of my original VHS. Matter of fact, I need to buy new protective cases for these things because they're kind of fucked up. Yeah, that's why. Because when I was handling it, I broke the fucking case that it was in. Motherfuckers ain't never seen that shit. The Mark Echo. Fucking Akira racing jacket. That shit had Akira on the inside and had the pill on the back of the jacket, yo. I only seen that shit in person one time, yo. This motherfucker, I was working at a restaurant. This dude came in there with that fucking jacket on. I was like, bro, where the fuck did you get that shit from? He's like, oh, my cousin sent me this shit from Germany. I was like, I was dead ass serious. I was like, I give you $500 for that jacket right now, nigga. I give you $500 right now. He was like, nah, I'm good, son. I'm like, bro, please. He was like, nah, I'm good. Like, you can tell, this nigga wasn't even no anime fan. He just looked like some fucking hood ass nigga who probably never even seen that movie, yo. He just knew it was a hot ass jacket that ain't nobody else had. But he ain't never seen that shit, man. The motherfucker would not give me that jacket, bro. I still got shit like this on VHS. Old Tupac documentaries. I had all these shits. Before I Wake, Thug Angel, Welcome to Death Row. I actually don't know where the fuck my other Tupac shit's at. And then, now that I think about it, I have a copy of Vampire Hunter D. I don't know why I ain't put that shit in there, yo. I should just had that shit in there as well, yo. That's like one of my other few VHS tapes that survived. I still got that shit on VHS, yo. Yeah, just like
Listening to it rewind too, just that little bit of noise it made.
How's the DVD of Black Square?
I remember the little CD players that weren't like boom boxes, but they were kind of like round a little bit. You know what I mean? It was like a radio, but then it had a CD player. It was like more modern at the very end. Mm-hmm. And then when the CD would stop, it would like make that little noise and spin, and it would just like, right? What the fuck? Like, all right, shutting off. And then it would blink, and you would have to restart that shit over. I remember that shit.
I ain't understanding what you saying with that question. Some shit. I don't know. But yeah, this is gonna be another dope ass still life right here. Some other shit that just like, you know, motherfuckers look at all the time, and that's why that's why I put that shit in here. Like, no man, that was a documentary, bro. VHS. That's the movie. It was a movie. But is it art? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will look like this and question that shit, but like, but is that art? I say yes. How's that DVD a black square? It's not a DVD. Was that an 8-track? It's not an 8-track. This motherfucker being funny. It's a VHS, son. Google that.
Can I get the laptop?
No, because the battery was about to die. Why? What you need?
I can't open this announcement. It says it's a Maryland Male Student of Color Summit at my college. So I'm trying to see, well, where's the woman's one? But I can't, like, you see? I can't, like, do anything.
From the website?
From the app. I still like it, though, because it tells me when my assignments are due.
Yeah, is that an 8-track?
No, it's alright. That's good. That's good.
I heard you. I'm just trying to...
Grammarly does more than catch errors.
Okay, so the title is...
You can find
I hope he makes a good point, because I don't know. I'm just being fucking... I don't even know what the word for it is, actually. But... I don't know. So I had a dream I was playing Xbox. It was just like, me and some guys... And it's weird as shit. It's just like... And I kept thinking to myself, like, why the fuck am I playing this Xbox with these niggas? You play whatever game it was, it's just like some shooter game or something. But I was like, I don't know. Let me see how much an Xbox costs. How much are these things now? And now this clip right here says, why would anyone buy an Xbox Series X? So are you going to make a good argument, or are you going to go against the fact that I
should revisit a topic I've seen sort of online, or at least sort of like vaguely hinted at, and that question is, why would anybody choose Xbox? I think there's some pretty simple answers. Let's go over them. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when these videos go live. So let's go over a few reasons why any consumer would be willing to consider the Xbox brand when shopping for a next generation console. I've written down a few ideas and thoughts, and let's start with sort of one that I don't think people really talk about that much. There's a lot of third-party games out there these days, meaning that the game comes out on both PlayStation and Xbox. So when you're looking for a console, and let's say you can't even get a PlayStation 5, and you're able to get an Xbox, you're probably going to grab it just because it's a scarcity item and you want to get it anyway. The rationale is that you're getting a huge library of third-party games that both platforms have access to, and Xbox will, support those, and they'll be great. So, well, we always talk about platform exclusives. You're still getting a great value by going to Xbox. And the reason I open with that is because I don't want to open with Game Pass, but when you compound that with the Game Pass topic, you get access to hundreds of games at a very low cost. There is the whole program where you're able to buy an Xbox and basically pay monthly, if you choose to purchase it that way, and make payments every month that cover Xbox Live, it covers Xbox Game Pass, and it covers your Xbox Series X or S. So with Game Pass, if you have a family or you're on a budget, you immediately have access to home games for free. There's multiple ways that they provide that service to anybody who is interested in using it. And most importantly, as we look at 2022, we look at the end of
Xbox Game
especially
Pass.
right now,
So
with Forza and Halo coming around the corner, if you see a Series X on the shelf, I have to imagine, with all the buzz around those two titles, you're probably looking at it and saying, yeah, you know, let's pick it up and let's go, because Xbox is about to kick off a great remainder of 2021 and then kick off an even better 2022. So you're sort of future-proof. So just looking at...
Okay, so let me see. So that he put out a really good thing. Okay, Xbox has Xbox Game Pass. And now, okay, this first clip says, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate 2021 Review. Is it worth your money? Day 1 Xbox Game Pass Edition sales and events. Xbox 2021 lineup is looking insane. Big exclusive Day 1 Game Pass and packed holiday launches. So that was 3 weeks ago. That was 5 months ago. Let's see this guy from 3 weeks ago. And so I recently just got fucking PlayStation Now. And it sounds kind of similar to Xbox Game Pass. So I bought PlayStation Now. I got the annual pass for about $60. It's like the price of one video game. But they give you a library of games to play for free. But most of them are older games. And even some of them go back to the third generation console. So you got like PS3 games on there and PS4 games on there. And very few, if any, next or current gen like PS5 games, but still, like, there were a bunch of good games on the last console that I didn't have a chance to get to for, you know, because I didn't want to spend the money on it or didn't have the time, or they just didn't seem interesting enough for me to purchase. But now with the PlayStation Now, I can just go back and play a bunch of older games from like a few years ago that I never got to, and I like that. But so are they saying that Xbox is doing the same thing where you can have the Xbox Game Pass and play like older games, or but this thing seems like it says Day 1 Game Pass packed, like, and how much is the Xbox Game Pass? And so you buy the console, I think, like, right now, they're still scarce, too, so you're going to spend, like, $1,000 on the console. But if you have a annual subscription for, say, a couple bucks, even $100, but you'll have access to a large library of games, and even, like, brand new games, Day 1, you just get access to new games when they come out. I would do that because, like I say, most games are $60 a pop now. And if you want, like, the extra bundle and the ultimate package, you're going to spend, like, $119 on a video game. It's so weird. It's so weird. And then they always want you to buy the expansion and this add-on. And it's like, in the end, you wind up spending, like, $200 on a fucking game. So I don't know. I see, like, having these little bundles now. That's just the way they're gonna go. They already have made completely digital versions of the new hardware where it doesn't have a disk drive, and so those people are only gonna be able to download games or get these types of pay to play annual subscriptions. And we're going to start, like, really losing hard copies of video games now. So we don't have hard copies of music anymore. Like, that's been to the wayside for several years now, where CDs are just, like, not that common. People really don't buy CDs, I would say, in hard body for 3 years, and it really started like 5 to 7 years ago with streaming. Like, the CD has been on a downfall, and then I can imagine in like the next 5 to 10 years, like, it will be completely obsolete. just like my VHSs are. Like, I can't go to a current electronic store and buy a VHS player. Like, they don't make them and sell them anymore. And soon you won't have hardware to even listen to a CD or watch a DVD. Even most new laptops don't even have disk drives on them at all. Most of that content is streamed. And now the next phase is hard copy video games. Those shits are going to be gone to the fucking wayside. You're not going to have a CD disc game that you insert and like, nah. All the hardware is going to be fucking completely digital with no disk drives. It's less moving parts, less shit to add to the console itself. So I can see why people are already starting these streaming services. Now I need to start investing in like that shit, like cloud networking and those types of services and companies that do that shit, because that's another wave of the future, yo. Everything is going to be in the cloud. You don't need hard copies. You're going to have like, once again, your phone is basically a smart device, but now sooner or later, like, you won't have a driver's license. You won't have a physical driver's license or a physical copy of your social security card or your birth certificate. Like, all that shit will be a digital file somewhere, and you'll have some type of access to it, whether it's a smart device or some fucking microchip under your fucking skin. Wow.
Yo.
That's the Virgin Mary?
I cannot with this page today.
She's on the devil's book. What the fuck?
And the devil's letting her. He's just like, here, bitch, do it. Hurry up. Piss here. No, don't piss there. Piss here.
And she pushing hard, because that shit's getting straight.
Right, feet turned in. Yo, when they post shit, I make sure I look at everything. Look, the devil got 4 feet.
He got 3 toes on each feet.
Oh, I see it right there. Okay, yeah.
Motherfucker.
But I was just dying laughing because they posted this 55 years after his death, Walt Disney's frozen body will be thawed December 2021 in an attempt to bring him back to life. So I'm like, y'all playing, come on. They said when he died, they froze his body. Now, I remember reading
That's when that cryogenic shit really first
right, but that's
started,
what they're talking about. And they're saying that Cryonics Institute will set in motion reanimation procedures. But the comments, you know, this is my black nerd group. Yo, the comments.
What they say?
Yo, I gotta start at the top. First of all, this one. When Walt Disney wakes up in 2021 and sees black people eating at the same table as him. Look.
Damn.
Yo, I can't. They just posted this shit 53 minutes ago. I said, y'all be quick. And then this person says, this is how you get zombies. And I'm like, what's this white person doing in there, right? And I go to their picture. Psych. Black Lives Matter.
Damn. Gotcha, bitch.
Because there's always a couple of, like, racist people that slip in. They don't. It's not that they don't have white people in there. It's just if you gonna be in there, don't be racist. That shit ain't for you.
That shit like, psych.
Right? I was like, yo.
Damn.
Then they posted the Family Guy Walt Disney. You should play that. That shit is funny. Oh, dude, that shit is just funny as shit. Somebody said he was cremated. They said, well, all the more reason to nickname him Phoenix then, rising from them frozen ashes.
Damn.
Oh my god. Everybody keeps saying, get ready for the zombie apocalypse. They're gonna reanimate him and cancel him a week later. Let's not forget Walt Disney don't like Jewish people. Wow. Yo, they be going in, like, off of hypothetical shit. Like, y'all don't know nothing. Then they said they're just gonna clone him. And then somebody said, wait 55 years to clone a sick old man. Oh my god. If it works, he's gonna be so disappointed with the future.
I don't think anyone from the past, as far as race relations, yeah.
Yeah, he would get beat the fuck up immediately because he would have to adjust. Like, nope. Black Disney movies. What?
But how long, did it take even? And once again, some of my coworkers were like, "Oh, I love going to Disney, blah 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 blah. You should go down there." I'm like, I don't like Disney like that. What?
I mean, it's something to do like once in your lifetime, but like it's not,
Shit, like, you don't like Disney. You don't like Disney movies. I'm like, not really.
Disney movies are good, but once you learn,
yeah, they're like, why not? I'm like, because Disney was some racist dude. Most of his older cartoons were like racist,
sexual shit in there.
And it was like,
even if you're white, there's sexual shit in there, like dicks in the clouds.
He's like, well, like I say, I'm talking about even like the inception of the characters themselves and like a lot of the Sanborn and shit that Disney did with his older characters, like. Even before this whole council culture shit ever started, like I didn't like Disney. Like I can see that shit even as a fucking little kid. Some of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and a lot of them shit. That's why I was so happy I found fucking anime, early on, and I really stopped like fucking with American cartoons because them shits were racist and corny and shit for the most part. And I, why don't you like Disney? I'm like, because he was racist. And well, wasn't that kind of like the thing at the time? Exactly, yeah, and I can't fault that shit. That's how people thought, and that's how society was, and that don't mean I still gotta support that shit. But you should go there at least once. The same thing you said.
No, I didn't say you should. I said it's something to do at least.
Yeah, at least once, like to go for the experience. And then I was like, honestly, I'm just not in the parks like that. Like I'm from the South, and we got Six Flags down there, and like.
Babe, have I ever asked you to go to a park?
No.
Nope.
And I'm like, I never really like going to Six Flags or Wild Waters or.
I like water parks.
Yeah. Like I was just, I don't know.
It's just then I think about like, I know the water's clean, so to speak, but like people be pissing in the water, and it's just the thought of it.
And it's like, I don't know, man. I just never, I'm not big on rides and roller coasters, and I don't know. It's just like not my thing, really.
Yeah, no, I'm not big on roller coasters. I'm actually terrified of roller coasters.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I feel like you're just playing with death.
And then some like the slingshots and all that, like I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do
that. now I would zip line, and I'm pretty sure you could get fucked up zip lining.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
But that's something I want to do. So like, if I die zip lining, it's better than dying on a ride I didn't want to ride anyway.
There you go.
Put it like
I feel you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, like zip line, but like a lot of other shit is just like. That shit don't even like fancy me. Like,
not all heroes wear capes, but this one did.
I see that. You know I follow that page too, right?
Yeah. But you didn't see those last couple of posts I just showed you.
I scrolled through though. I see that earlier. I was like, it took me a second. I was like, oh. I'm like, who's wearing the? He's not wearing. That guy's wearing the cape. Okay, I get this. I see how you twisted that one. They go so hard, but they so pro-vaccine on there too, That's the only thing I see, which is not bad. I get it.
Geez, I guess.
I get it. Can y'all see that? What I'm doing?
I need to put a design on my toes.
I'm trying to, like I said, I'm working on these shadows. Working on the shadows.
Mosquitoes use your blood to make their eggs. That means that you are 1/3 their father. And so we made him. What?
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. You drink my blood to stay alive so you can reproduce. And then my blood goes into your reproductive system. And I'm like, I'm part of this little fucking mosquito. What the fuck, son?
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yo, and like I said, now that we got mosquitoes to like get for needles and stuff like that, like I don't know what purpose they serve now to the environment. Maybe just food for other. But you got mosquito eaters too. And it's been a couple of mosquito eaters I killed, and my mom was like, "Don't kill it, it's a mosquito eater." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, they all look the fucking same." Shit.
We call them mosquito hawks.
Really? I think it's like a Maryland thing. I only heard mosquito eater. And I'm like, that don't sound like the proper name, but alright. Mosquito eater. They're a little bit bigger. You seen this one? Jesus. No name is higher. Dave. It took me a minute because I didn't see the Dave at first. I'm like, what? Dave. And then it's just Dave.
That's it, yeah. Shit, nigga, my name higher than Jesus. Dave, you talking about you?
Yo, I cannot with this page.
And I bet the homie who know that nigga just looked at him the next day like, bruh. Did you do that?
Dave.
Damn, my nigga.
So fucking dead. I hate cancel culture. Imagine God canceling me because you did the wrong thing. The very first Bible story is God canceling 2 people over an apple. What?
Y'all know what? You the fuck out of here.
Look, then this dude said in the second one is God canceling all of them creatures on earth because a few humans fuck with angels.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a tweet from God. God, yo, what the fuck?
Why y'all saying rat me out?
Alright, I gotta get off this page.
Yo, send me that one at least though. Alright, link me in that one. I gotta share that.
Yeah, it's on
God tweets back. What the fuck, bro? Why y'all judging me? This motherfucker canceled everybody.
No, that's fucking hilarious.
Damn, I ain't know God was the king of cancel culture.
No, that's fucking hilarious.
Do one thing wrong, you're out of here. And it's not even humans who fuck with the angels. The angels who fuck with the humans. Like, come on, man. The angels, they came, we can't come up to heaven. They came down here. Time we fucking with them. They came down here fucking with us.
Yo, my family members must hate me by now.
Wow, you already know.
Yo.
It's kind of fun being an atheist. I gotta tell you, man, it's so hard to believe a lot of shit, but I don't know. Some things, but just like not the way the Bible tells it. It's definitely not that way. That shit don't even sound right, yo. And it's so funny that people still believe like word for word the Bible. Like, come on, guys. Like, if you want to be spiritual and believe in unending energy, and energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transmitted, transformed, or dispersed, I understand all of that shit, yo. Like, and that's hardcore science. You know what I'm saying? And that we are energy beings, that our consciousness does definitely transcend our body, because you can chop your arm off and your whole entire leg off and you're still the same person, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get all that, but like some hokey pokey like Sky Daddy who watches over everything, he keeps a book, and if you do wrong, he fucking sends you to hell and tortures you for all eternity. Like that, none of that shit don't make sense.
Sky Daddy, chill, Sky Daddy.
None of that shit don't make sense at all, you know, at all. So I ain't gonna go with that shit, and I like poking fun at people who believe that shit. It's like, you said, my nigga, it is 2021. We got access to all this fucking information, and you gonna still tell me like that's the best logic y'all still can believe in. Y'all might as well just think the earth's still flat then.
The earth is flat.
Jesus came down and was sacrificed and went back to heaven. Goddamn. Okay.
The earth is a triangle.
It's octagonal.
Octagonal.
It has corners on that shit. The earth is the dinosaur tooth.
It's a vlog.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a diamond. Earth is just like a scribble on a paper. It's just like a scribbly scrabble.
That's all it is, man.
Prove to me that Earth ain't a scribble. I'm just saying.
Prove to us we're not in a simulation, yeah. That's why I play video
prove
games.
Prove to me that we're not in a dome. That there's not a dome over top of us.
And now that goes back to that flat Earth shit.
That's what I just said. So prove to me that we're not in a dome. We're on a sphere that's flat with a dome that flips on and off when it wants.
Mm.
And the sun is just like a light switch.
Yes, that's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And God can see everything.
Yo, MJ, one a day. What up, bro?
Yeah, that sausage was good.
It really was.
There's some more left. I figured you might eat some for lunch.
Alright, trying to.
That chicken too.
Do what? Chicken? Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that was thought out.
I was gonna make chicken and waffles, but I honestly forgot this morning. I started making that other stuff.
I'm gonna do
Pastor
do
John
something
said
today
long time.
that I typically
Yeah, bro.
never do.
Appreciate you dropping by,
I'm
man.
gonna talk about Xbox.
Working on
Salutations,
some
everybody. It is Maddie here
on some
today,
new
and thank you
new
for
still
joining me
lifes.
on what is clearly a momentous occasion. It should be considered a holiday. Dare I say Xboxing Day? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Xbox is releasing some games this fall. Let's go. It's about time. We have waited for this moment. We have wanted some games, and we are getting them finally. So, we rewind the tape back to last fall. We get ourselves these shiny new next-gen consoles, and we're looking for games to play. None are to be found. We had EA Play, so I played the Medal of Honor Airborne on my Series X. That was pretty cool. But it just turned into a Game Pass machine, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, so that's what I'm.
But
What
we
is the
want
Game
new games
Pass?
that support that hardware. And this fall, we have so many that as I looked down the game release schedule, my head started in as I went, whoa! There is a lot coming out. And not only that, a lot of it is in Game Pass, where that holiday period where you see a lot of games you're interested in, you gotta pick and choose where you want to spend your money, and it's hundreds of dollars down the drain. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can play pretty much all these games I'm going to list off for free as a part of your subscription fee, and like hundreds of dollars of games are coming your way. So I thought this video would be useful for those of you trying to map out your fall, see what interests you. So let's get this started. Let's start off with ID at Xbox, which is having themselves a pretty solid September. It begins with something like the Artful Escape and then moves into the absolutely beautiful looking Sable. It's so open, so elegant. I love what I'm seeing with this game. Both these games are available day one on Xbox Game Pass. And I mean, that's really the story for all of these games. For me, also on my list, the game that I really want to play because of that co-op goodness, that ninja mastery, is Origami 2. Now, I did not play the first Origami, but I heard that it had some good potential. It was sort of there. It was an enjoyable co-op romp. But now they're making a second one, and as I watched gameplay with it, you know, there was melee combat. There was a lot more openness to the levels. Once again, co-op. Big selling point for your boy. I love me some co-op. This looks like an improved version, as it should be with the sequel, of the original, and really what folks were hoping the original would be. So this one being day one on Game Pass is not exclusive, but it's a pretty easy download. And that's one thing that Xbox is doing pretty well, is that they're making their platform appealing even for third-party releases. For something like Origami 2, normally wouldn't be super on my radar, but knowing it's in Game Pass, I'm a little more drawn to it. And there's also things happening this fall that typically don't happen for Xbox, like Japanese. So Judgment, when it launched, was originally only on PS4. And now Lost Judgment is coming out this September, and it's going to be available on the Xbox consoles. They did bring back the original Judgment and released that on Xbox this summer. I played that really.
What time are you trying to go to that thing?
If you have yet to. But they're really starting to focus on the tale a little bit. Tales of Vesperia comes out in 2008. That game was also really good. They did finally re-release it, but we have not seen a new Tales of game on Xbox since then. And now this year, 2021, all these years later, 13 years later, we have Tales of Arise arriving on Xbox. Now, both these games aren't on Game Pass, but it's something that I wanted to spotlight is Xbox is making some strides in some areas. But let's get back to great Game Pass offerings. Stuff like Lemnis Gate, which is this time-looping FPS strategy game. Very different from what we've seen before. Now, you may be looking at these going, oh, these are low blows. They're not really the biggest deal in the world. All right, let's ramp it up a little bit. Back 4 Blood drops day one on Game Pass October 12th. This is probably Xbox's biggest day one Game Pass investment. The only one I'm sort of holding out for still, not even because of the rumors, but because I could totally see Xbox trying to just kill Call of Duty this year, is maybe getting Battlefield 2042 on Game Pass. There's that EA relationship.
Yo, wait a minute.
Is the notion of
if they can get Battlefield on their Game Pass day one, that'd be crazy.
Large player base with microtransactions built in there. It's something I think is worth considering. But as it stands, what it legitimately set in place, Back 4 Blood is the largest day one Game Pass game to date for Xbox. And in terms of investment and consumer hype, I think this seems to be a real winner for them. When you look at the likes of MLB The Show, that was a really high quality one, but Forza isn't for everybody. When you look at Outriders, pretty buggy launch, but really fun game. And then, of course, Dark Alliance speaks for itself. So I really feel great about this pick for them with Back 4 Blood. It's a good investment. It's a smart one at that. And it's the same situation I was talking about with games like Origami 2, where Back 4 Blood is available on all other consoles. But with it being day one on Game Pass, there is that association with the Xbox ecosystem there, where it sort of functions on a similar level to a lot of people, like a third-party exclusive deal would, or a timed exclusivity deal would, because it's best played on the Xbox platform, just due to the sheer value that's being offered. Now, this game I played the beta for. I already have a beta review up if you want to check that out in full. But it's really Left 4 Dead 3 with some card systems in there that can lead to some real good build diversity. And as long as they continue to evolve this, pardon the pun because I know Turtle Rock worked on Evolve, I think that they can have a real winner here. And especially if it's in Game Pass, yeah, the game will do quite well. I'm confident of that much. And then it moves on to a little bit later.
But what do you guys say, man? Are you who would rather have an Xbox over a PlayStation? I've had 2 Xbox consoles. I had the Xbox 360 3 times because of the Red Ring of Death. So I actually had to ship the console off twice. I got it once, shipped it off, got my second one. The second one got the Ring of Death. I shipped that off. Got my third one. The third one lasted. But so I didn't have the first Xbox. So I've had Xbox 360, which was the second console. And I had Xbox One, which was the third console. And it's weird how they did their naming system, just trying to compete with the number that the PlayStation was on, because PlayStation already had a console out before Xbox released their first console. So we were with, wait a minute. So this is Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. So that's 4 generations. Yeah, and PlayStation is on their 5th generation. So when Sony was on the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox came out. And then when Sony went to PlayStation 3, Microsoft didn't want to sound like they were on their second console. It's like, oh, the Xbox 2. And PlayStation had the PS3. So Microsoft said, you know what? We're going to name it the Xbox 360. To make it sound like it was, has been around as long as the PlayStation when it was their second console. But they added like the 360. And I don't know, it was like this weird marketing thing they did. But so I had that one and had that Xbox One. And I've had the PlayStation and the Xbox at the same time. And that's why I don't know, their last generation with the Xbox One, like, I sold my shit because I barely fucking played it. I barely played that Xbox. All the games came out on PlayStation, and on top of that, PlayStation had better exclusives with The Last of Us and the Street Fighter series, and there was a couple other games you couldn't even get on Xbox, yo. And now it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind playing Xbox, but what does it really have to offer? Like, because I don't play fucking Halo. And my favorite Xbox originals were goddamn Gears of War and Fable, but them shits are Dead now. Malik John artist. Okay. Yo, that fucking I don't know, bro. A lot of people be hacking shit. Even on here, like it's so weird how easy motherfuckers can just hack their PlayStation account and like clone your shit. Like these bored motherfuckers who ain't got shit else to do. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you hacking my shit? You can go hack somebody with some money or something. What the fuck? You cloning my account for no damn reason. All right, I'm pretty sure with this this table here that I'll be back again for at least one more layer. So this is the second layer of paint I'm adding. So far, the table or the background is the only thing that has a second layer of paint on it. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I'll come back at least one more time and add a little bit more highlights and some more contrast between certain portions of these shadows here. And then initially, like I said, I was going to be just like really lazy and just do an all grayscale. But I'm actually, it is a grayscale, but I do have purple, blue, and brown mixed into making these grays to kind of soften it a little bit instead of just that fucking black. All right. Yeah, my back is really fucking hurting.
Students with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this scroll extension. But no.
American rapper and record producer Craig Jameson Mack was born on May 10, 1970, in the Bronx, New York, and raised in Long Island. He would begin rhyming as a child, then as a teenager, he would begin going by the name MC Easy and form a rap group called MC Easy and Troop. They signed with a small New York City-based independent label and released just one single called Just Rhymin', Get Retarded in 1988. Luckily, Craig had become good friends with Eric Sermon, one half of Long Island hip-hop duo EPMD,
Yep.
while growing up in the
we
same
back in
neighborhood.
business.
So he jumped at the chance to go on tour with them as a roadie. Since EPMD knew how much Craig wanted to make it on the rap scene, they originally intended to bring him into the fold of the Hit Squad, a collective of East Coast hip-hop artists, including Redman, Keith Murray, and Das EFX, just to name a few. Unfortunately, EPMD called it quits in 1993, leaving Craig out in the cold. Craig's manager, Alvin Toney, began sending out his demos to various labels, hoping to get an offer. All they got was a bunch of rejections. Alvin, though, had a connection that he took full advantage of. He knew the talent director at one of the major labels in the city and arranged for Craig to do an impromptu audition for him at a nightclub one evening. That talent director from Uptown Records was none other than Sean Puff Daddy Combs. Puff liked what he heard so much that he arranged for Craig to get on a remix of a song called You Don't Have to Worry, a track by another artist he was helping to develop at the time, R&B soul singer Mary J. Blige. Not too long after that, Puff was fired from Uptown. Now was as good a time as any for him to strike out on his own. Enter Bad Boy Records. Eventually, Craig signed a record deal with Bad Boy, and he was off and running. In July 1994, Craig dropped the track he would become best known for, called Flavor in Your Ear. The remix of the single, which was even more popular, featured fellow rappers LL Cool J, Rampage, Busta Rhymes, and the breakout appearance of another up-and-coming Bad Boy artist by the name of the Notorious B.I.G. The single peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, and
But that's what I always said, yo. Fucking Puff used Craig Mack to get on. And then when he found Biggie, he just like threw Craig to the side, yo, like my nigga, this motherfucker helped jump your shit off, bro. I ain't never understood that shit, yo. Like just I don't know, that shit was weird.
all the way to number 1 on the rap chart, staying there for 14 straight weeks. It also received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Rap Solo Performance the following year. Interestingly enough, Craig had to be forced to make the song by Puff since he originally didn't like the beat. The success of Big's debut album, Ready to Die, released exactly 7 days before Craig's debut album, Project Funk the World, dropping in September of that year, greatly overshadowed his early success on the label. Was Craig used to push Big's career? Anything is possible, but it is interesting that Big would later claim that he didn't even like Craig, and the only reason he was featured on the Flavor in Your Ear remix was because Puff asked him to. It was strictly a business move since Puff promoted the two artists simultaneously. The album's second single, called Get Down, which came out at the end of the year, also became a top 40 hit and achieved gold status. Then things got weird. Puff did an interview in 1994 on MTV's music video show, Yo MTV Raps. Craig and Big were also present. Puff claimed that he was working with Craig on his second album, and he expected it to be released sometime in January the following year, which didn't end up happening. Viewers can see a confused look come over Craig's face as he listened to Puff clearly tell a bold-faced lie.
I'm sure you got much things in store for my man. Yeah, definitely. We got a new album we're working on him to drop in January. Besides that, we about to just drop our R&B stuff. The Puff Daddy album.
At this point, it was obvious things weren't copacetic between the two. Years later, Puff's former bodyguard would reveal that things really started going downhill after Craig changed management. Puff made it clear that Craig had to get rid of his manager or he would get rid of Craig. Craig refused, and that was the end of his time with Bad Boy. In a twist of irony, one of the most notable lyrics in Flavor in Your Ear was a dig at other rappers in which he declares, "You won't be around next year." The line proved to be strangely prophetic. After Craig's departure from Bad Boy, music executive Suge Knight came calling. He wanted to sign Craig to his Death Row East label to be run by Eric B., one half of the hip-hop duo Eric B. and Rakim. Craig, however, turned down the offer.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video.
Wait a minute. Was gonna put over Death Row East?
He wanted to sign Craig to his Death Row East label to be run by Eric B., one half of the hip-hop duo Eric B. and Rakim. Craig, however, turned down the offer.
Any artist out there want to be an artist.
You better go get back to that same spot in that game. What else I gotta do today? I gotta work on my resume.
Yeah, well, I probably believe in later, so I'm chilling right now.
He did release a second album, Operation Get Down, with another label in 1997, but none of the singles.
Gonna stay down there tonight?
Over the years, Craig and Puff must have hashed things out and come to some sort of an understanding, since Craig would make a surprise cameo appearance in the music video for Puff's song, I Need a Girl Part 1, 2002. That same year, in an interview with MTV, Craig would confirm just that. I don't regret leaving the label. I'm just glad that I'm with my family. What happened in 94 and 95 happened in 94 and 95. And it must have happened for a reason. So to see everything come back together now, it's just a good thing, a blessing. Me and Puff both agree, we don't care what happened in the 90s. We're looking at it like this is the new millennium. New things is happening. In the same interview, he also mentioned being close to signing a new recording contract with Puff and looking forward to getting into the studio the following week. None of that happened, but at least this time, Craig would be used to the disappointment. No other music was heard from Craig until 2006 when he released a single called Mac Tonight. Then, Craig disappeared.
Exciting announcement today. Opera GX. I love this browser. I'm so glad they reached out to me. So this is an internet browser that focuses on gaming. It has a ton of really useful integration.
He heard from again until 2012 when a video of him was leaked on YouTube where he had joined a Christian ministry, surprising family members and fans. He had joined the Overcomer Ministry located in Walterboro, South Carolina. In the video, Craig also said he was doing, quote, wickedness in New York and, quote, righteousness in South Carolina. It's a secluded Christian commune.
Browser. What's gamer about it? It's for playing Farmville on Facebook. It runs better.
It's got RGB.
How do I turn that on? That's important. And the UI is just... Yeah. Of course!
Probably pick gray. It's the most dark mode-y.
Oh, I can customize the browser. Razer Chroma!
Yeah.
What? I can move it anywhere I want. Holy.
You can.
And CPU limiter. Well, that's good, you know, in case those crypto JavaScript goes.
RAM limiter. Oh, so I can tell it, no, don't take my RAM. Good gravy, this is awesome. Wow. Very excited to not install this at home.
The video game industry is now bigger than both the film and music industries, so naturally, everybody wants to cash in. There's gaming chairs, gaming desks, and even gaming socks. For Pete's sake. And now finally we've taken it to yet another level. A gaming web browser. That is, no kidding, what Opera GX calls itself. And no, actually, it is apparently not just for playing the most demanding browser games on Neopets. It comes with a ton of features that Opera claims are designed for hashtag that gamer life, like a CPU and RAM limiter. The question is this as stupid as it sounds and looks? And the other question also is, can you trust Opera? Because the company's allegedly been doing some pretty shady stuff lately. You know who's not shady, though? Our sponsor, Ridge Wallet. Stop carrying around pointless cards like old hotel room keys and spent gift cards. Ridge Wallet helps you keep your bulge down. And when you use offer code Linus, you'll save 10% and free worldwide shipping at the link below. What are we looking at here? On a very basic level, Opera GX is a custom version of a Chromium-based Opera browser, and it actually launched last June, but we're covering it now because, frankly speaking, we just didn't notice, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I know we joke about, haha, no one uses Firefox, but 9% market share looks pretty great compared to Opera's 1.46%, which doesn't mean that Opera is bad. It differentiates itself by having some features baked right in that you would normally have to add with extensions. An ad/tracker blocker, screenshotting tool, messenger mini-apps, and even a cryptocurrency wallet and a VPN. It's a sucky VPN, both because of how it actually works, and because Opera might not be who you want to trust with your data, given their predatory loan-related scandal, but we'll get to that more later. For now, just know that this is essentially Opera as you may or may not know it, plus some additional features and aesthetic tweaks for gamers. Now, the aesthetic side of that is obvious here because we've got a lot of angular lines and dark color schemes and even Razer Chroma RGB synchronization. And that's all without messing with the rendering of actual website content. Here's a neat site, lztstore.com. Look at these great and fashionable clothing products. Also in here are a few options for the default background, including some animated ones, which is kind of cool. And then there's like some baffling stuff, like an option to change the animations for the speed dial shortcuts, which I guess is fine on its own. But then they also have their own associated sound effects that are composed in collaboration with sound designer Ruben Rincon and the band Berlinist, who recently received a nomination in the BAFTA Games Awards for the original game soundtrack to Gris. They all kind of sound like whooshes to me, but okay. As for the features with some more substance, the main attractions are the limiters. Clicking the speedometer icon in the sidebar will pop out a UI where you can monitor and put a cap on how much network bandwidth, RAM, and CPU power Opera GX is allowed to use. We tested this by playing Cities Skylines, which is very CPU intensive, with 50 tabs open in the background, just to see if we could observe a difference between Opera GX and Chrome. And in terms of frames per second, at least, we didn't. But that doesn't mean that the feature didn't work as intended and that you won't see a difference. We did notice that Task Manager consistently reported OpGX's CPU and RAM usage as a bit higher than what Opera said it was using, and our machine, equipped with an 8700K, was powerful enough to chug through our workload regardless of limiters, but Chrome ended up using measurably more resources than Opera GX did once it had those features enabled. So obviously, whether this has a noticeable impact on your gaming experience depends on your situation. But I really can see this being useful if, say, you're downloading a game through Steam and you want to limit your browser bandwidth so it comes down as fast as possible. Or if you've got an entry-level system and you want to keep a bunch of tabs open so you don't lose them, but you don't want your browser to hurt your gaming performance. The other main cool feature in Opera GX is the pop-out video player, which lets you resize and plays YouTube, Twitch, or other web videos over top of anything else on your desktop. This seems especially useful if you're running low on monitor real estate, allowing you to keep watching something without having to resize an entire monitor window and be left with only a tiny sliver of actual video. It also stays always on top of all of your programs, including games, which is pretty awesome for single monitor gamers, if they happen to be gifted enough to be able to simultaneously watch a video and play video games. I mean, nobody does that, right? Okay, boomer. Okay, no, that is ageist, and more importantly, it is a dead meme. Twitter said so, and Twitter knows. And there's some more little game retweaks that might make this attractive to a certain audience. A Twitch sidebar shortcut that notifies you when streamers you follow go live, as well as GX Corner, a regularly updated page that keeps track of upcoming game releases, news, and deals. Although, I guess they're still working on the deals section, because it's not there right now. So, we started out with this video thinking this was just going to be like a rant about how stupid it is. But it ended up not being that stupid, which doesn't necessarily mean that you should use it. Here's where we get back to the whole Opera non-GS. The browser has a long history, having been originally built using the proprietary Presto engine back in 1995. It switched to using Chromium in 2013, and then in 2016, Opera Software was acquired by a consortium of Chinese investors known as Golden Brick Capital Private Equity Fund Limited Partnership. And with a trustworthy name like that, how could you not sell to them, right? Things actually seem to be going pretty smoothly for the most part until just recently, when Hindenburg Research published a report alleging that 4 of Opera Software's other apps were doing some sketchy stuff that was in violation of Google Play Store policies. These apps apparently were targeting people in India, Kenya, and Nigeria with predatory loans offering APRs of 33% when the actual rate was as high as 438%. The report goes on to suggest that Opera was resorting to these shady practices in the face of a drastic drop in their user numbers and revenue. And also, remember that sucky VPN we mentioned? So it's not actually a VPN. It's more a proxy service, and it tanks your network performance while having a suite of benefits that are dubious at best. On top of all of that, the current Opera CEO is allegedly involved in another Chinese lending business that was accused of fraud and illegal lending practices. So here we are then. Opera GX, the product. Actually, shockingly not terrible. But it still doesn't seem like this is the best time to support this company, even if it might make it easier for you to watch your anime music videos while you wreck filthy casuals in COD. Speaking of casuals, what do you get when you casually drop this segue to our sponsor? The Drop THX Panda wireless headphones. Oh, apparently they're sponsoring us. Okay, so I already shot my video going through it. These things are freaking awesome, though. I don't know what's in my talking points. I'm not even looking at them, but the goal when they set out to build them was to make audiophile quality wireless headphones, and they actually leave out a lot of the stuff that I kind of take for granted in a properly fully featured wireless headphone. Like, they don't even have an automatic mode where when you take them off your ears they stop playing. You put them around your neck, they just like keep playing. But what they've achieved is the closest thing to a wired headphone experience, just without a wire. So they've got 30 hours of wireless life. They use a THX AAA amplifier. They've got 2 microphones, Bluetooth, they're compatible with Home Assistance, there's an optional detachable gaming mic, and they weigh just 375 grams. You can pre-order them at the link below, and honestly, these things are freaking sick. So thanks for going on this adventure with us, gamers! If you're looking for something else to watch, check out a video on repairing broken CPU pins. But that's impossible, you might say. I hit 10 million subscribers yesterday. Anything is possible. Look at my hair.
In the race to succeed, does somebody always have to fail? Let's give everybody a fair shot, because when that happens, we've all made it.
Yes, sirree, Bob, my friends. In today's video, the young whippersnappers in our audience are going to have a look at how the previous generation lived. Because believe it or not, we did have your mobile computers. It's just that to say that they weren't quite as sleek and sexy as a modern Ultrabook would be a gross understatement. Thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. It's the free-to-play online strategy game that features millions of players willing to upgrade their armory of ships, weapons, and, well, armor. Tune in at the end of the video or click the link below to learn more. So step one, I guess, is to get this puppy booted up. Now, this might not stand out to some of you, but one of the first things I noticed about this thing is the power cord. Fascinating, isn't it? It's just a normal power cord. There's no external power brick. This thing has an internal power supply. Are you kidding me? All right, I'm gonna get this plugged in. Now, Brian the electrician, who I borrowed this thing from, he's got like a tech museum in his basement, that guy. He actually told me the battery on this thing does work, but lithium batteries don't age very well. So I'd be surprised if it stays on longer than a couple minutes. So I'm gonna run off wall power here. This is like so exciting. He also told me that he preloaded my favorite game on it, which I don't remember talking to him about retro games at any point. So let's see what he put on here. Wow. Is that 80 megs of RAM? That's actually pretty respectable for a computer of this era. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's okay, you know? Windows 95. So that makes this thing significantly older than Jake. Like, we literally have people working here who are younger than this laptop. I haven't heard that sound in so long. All right, so this is it. This is the desktop experience. Does it go any brighter? No, it does not. Wow, that is not a fantastic display. So I just wanted to check that RAM amount, and I realized I don't actually remember how to access Task Manager in Windows 95. You can't just right-click the taskbar. Monitors the system resources your programs are using. Like any program, the resource meter uses system resources when it's running. This may cause your computer to run more slowly. Isn't that great? Back when we had like 100 megahertz CPUs, your computer would warn you about opening up Resource Monitor because it could affect your resource consumption. Wow. That is a fairly rudimentary resource meter. Well, your system resources, they're 86% free. As for your user resources, same thing. Why don't we try one of the other similar looking things here? How about system monitor? Okay, that's more like it. So we are using about 40 megs of RAM. On what? We don't know. I tried to two-finger swipe to scroll, and all I did was move my icons around. It's like, yeah, sure, you know what? It gives you an appreciation for, modern grid arrangements and everything snapping into place, right? How big's the drive? Wow! 4 gigs! FAT32 storage. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, to put that in context, this Ultrabook has 4 times that in system memory. All right, so we're fired up. Let's get into what Brian thinks is my favorite game. And actually, okay, there's no way he would have guessed this. But I actually played so many hours of 1602 AD back when the only gaming computer I had was a Pentium 90 desktop that I inherited from my uncle. Is sound on? If you don't happen to have something playing while you're making adjustments, you can press down for a test tone. I'm going to need a mouse, though, in order to this game. USB didn't come around until Windows 98 SE, if I recall correctly. This laptop doesn't have USB. Actually, no, hold on. Okay. Ow, my pinky. So that's labeled mouse keyboard. That is a PS2 port, and I happen to have in my bag of wonders a PS2 to USB adapter. I'm gonna have to go digging deeper into the bag of wonders and see if I have a PS2 mouse. Okay, well, we didn't find a PS2 mouse, but I did find a ball mouse with USB, so I'm hoping that this will... Hey! Not bad! Yes, my friends, these were great for all sorts of things. Picking up all the dust off your desk and putting it in one convenient place to be picked off and disposed of later. Throwing these nice head rubber balls at people you didn't like. Oh, man. Got like hair and gunk wrapped around this. Gross. Before I settle in for my nostalgic gaming session, though, actually, why don't we take a closer look at this thing? It's got some real problems compared to modern computers. These bezels take up as much of the top of the unit as the freaking screen does.
Bro,
They're
peace,
so
man. What
big.
up, yo?
This touchpad is abominable. Though, with that said, I do appreciate the inclusion of dedicated left and right clicks here. Speakers suck, and this thing is freaking heavy. It is chunky. Like you were carrying a briefcase if you had one of these. But it has some advantages compared to modern devices. So even though we weren't really able to plug in our, modern mouse to it very easily, the I/O on this thing is substantial. So check this out. You've got your floppy disk reader. You've got not one, but 2 PCMCIA expansion slots. So these could actually be used back in the day to add new ports to laptops. Go figure, right? We've got our RJ11 modem port. We've got the PS2 port we ended up using. Check this out. That, my friends, yes, that is infrared. So I believe, though, instead of being used as just like a remote control or to control your TV, this was actually for wireless data transmission. Yeah, I know, right? We've got our printer port. We've got a dock port, VGA out, serial, and then, I'm moving around. Finally, my arm is actually falling asleep holding this thing up like this. We've got our CD-ROM drive. And finally, headphone, microphone jacks. Yes, my friend, a headphone jack. And check this out. Here's a feature you haven't seen in a while. A removable battery. Now, 2.7 amp hours. That is not a lot. And it obviously isn't going to work very well anymore. But hey, it had it. Oh, wow, seriously? when there's an auto run, you can't click anything behind it. Multitasking. There's so many things I completely take for granted these days. Alright, let's fire up some Corel WordPerfect. So back to the things that are good about it. This keyboard is amazing. Compared to modern keyboards, you might as well have a mechanical keyboard in your laptop. Like, this is flippin' awesome. The layout's great. It's got dedicated keys for home end, page up, page down. It's got, look at this travel. Listen to that. Like, that is a laptop keyboard. And check this out. It's even got remappable shortcut buttons. Like, come on. 1996 wasn't such a bad time. I mean, yeah, there's no Windows key. You know what, though? 1602 actually can be run on relatively modern machines. And there is a game that I legitimately have not played since like 2002 when the Classroom computers actually ran Windows 95, Windows 98. And it's called Liero. Unfortunately, getting it seems like it might be a little tricky. So a lot of you might not realize this, but check this out. Windows 95 is actually pre, like, the blue Internet Explorer icon. This is when, like, Internet Explorer was the name because it was Internet Mail, Internet News, and Internet Explorer. What does Internet News even look like? What do you... Please select a folder where Internet Mail should keep your messages. What are you even talking about? Internet News configuration. Holy crap. I think we're fine. So we're going to have to download the game separately and then just copy it over to here. Except one small problem. Even though the game is small enough to fit on a single floppy disk, I don't have any floppy disks. Does this pop out? Is this floppy drive removable? Holy crap, it is. There must be like a catch somewhere for it. It definitely can't. Anyway. Also, RJ45 was considered a fancy pants feature back then. None of that. And of course, even if Windows 95 did support USB storage, it doesn't have any USB ports. And Wi-Fi? Oh, forget about it. That was still a twinkle in the eye of an engineer somewhere. Like that's not a thing. I'll be right back. Fortunately, what is a thing is this old external CD burner that I have, and this spindle of CDRs that I happen to have kicking around. Like, I still remember when if you had a CD burner, you were the coolest kid in class.
I swear to fucking God,
yeah, they
bro.
were slow, and the software was atrocious. Also, the blank discs were expensive. So when a burn failed, it was like actually a big deal. Like, okay, there goes a few more dollars.
I had a
Great,
goddamn
but
I had got this radio, like this big ass boombox system, yo, and my shit had a burner built into the fucking radio.
Store it safely.
And I had a fucking converter, a VHS to DVD converter.
Now I don't actually have burning software.
Yeah, I used to
installed on
stay
this
with the
laptop
fucking
because
technology, yo.
why would I? But I seem to recall Microsoft building it in at some point. Okay, how do you want to use this disc? With a CD, DVD player, Liero. Manage. Finish burning. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
I'm burning a CD. It's been a while. Now, when I say these things were slow,
I gotta take a
I
piss
really
break.
mean it. I'm going at a speed that is about 8 times what we would have had back then in the early days of CD burning. I'm only writing like a mega files, and it's still taking this long because there was the preamble and the like the finishing process that had to be done on the disk, regardless of how much you wrote to it. So let's see if this works. Fortunately, if it didn't, I've got this whole spindle that definitely is not earmarked for any other purpose. So Ryan must have actually burned this for me. That's awesome. Hey, there we go. Holy crap, I think it worked. Liero Windows 98. Give her a second here. Gotta ramp up that disk. Heck, is this gonna work? Oh, RQ5! Extended memory successfully initialized. Press any key. Oh, yeah. Liero V1.33, baby. Hey, Jake. You want to play some Liero? Liero. So it's local multiplayer only.
Oh, so am I like WASD and you're...
Well, you're RFG, and then you need fire, change weapons, and jump. If it helps at all, mine's really not much better. So there's a mini-map down here.
Wait, I think I played this before.
No, there's a way to dig fast. Ah, there it is. You hold the direction you want to go, and then you press back. So you spam back. I think this keyboard has ghosting issues.
Oh, I see.
So only one of us can, dig at a time. Let's get some explosives going on up in this biz.
Stuck going out.
Oh, crap. That was what I meant to do.
Oh,
crap!
Slaughtered.
That slow reload is killing me here!
No, I can't even aim. Oh, no.
Oh, right, the hook shot! What? I can't change my weapons because you're holding down keys.
Yes.
No! I can't change my weapon. Nah, you're done!
We have 14 lives. We're going to be here all day.
Yeah, when you're better at the game and the controls are working, it actually goes pretty quick. Oh, the grasshopper is really powerful.
What the hell?
Okay, next point wins, I guess.
Yeah.
Shoot. I shouldn't have said that. And I'm done. Now, one of the other things I used my laptop for when I was a teenager was looking at pictures. So the problem, though, is that when you... Did that just use Internet Explorer to open a picture? It did. It is downloading it from the CD-ROM drive. Give her a minute. Oh, yeah, there it goes. She's loading. She's loading in. Skin tones were really not handled very well on the default setting. So you can hardly tell because the display is so bad, but if you zoom in on this, can you tell how little color depth there is to this thing?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh man, look at it loading in on the edges of the frame as you see that? Oh, it's spectacular. Now, fortunately, many older computers, if you went into the properties, much like you would today, allowed you to, here we go, change the color palette from the default 256 to high color, or even true color. Now, with that said, that didn't actually seem to do much for me. It might have been Windows 98 where they had a built-in picture viewer. Can I open this with something else? Is this something that's been altered? Yeah, this is clearly no better. The bottleneck here may actually be the display. You guys will just have to take my word for it. 16 or better yet 24-bit color was definitely a much better experience when looking at pictures on your laptop. Better representation of skin tones for sure. That is assuming that your dial-up internet connection could even download anything high-res, high color. I think that's enough of me fooling around with this thing. Let's get down to business and play some 1602 AD. Is the sound not working? Did I turn it off or something? I remember this! It's not a form of DRM or anything. It's just that the sound assets were too big to actually copy over to the hard drive. In-game music wouldn't work without the disk in. So go ahead and close down the program and try that one more time. Isn't that great? Single player. Oh, lame. The yellow and blue player got big ships to start. So settling a southern island is good late game because you've got like cotton and all that kind of stuff, but actually northern islands were better for food production. We have to explore the island. One moment, please. Ooh, cocoa and cotton, 100% yield. Oh, and there's ore! There we go. Build a warehouse. The controls are like so unintuitive. Man, I might go home tonight and like legit play this game. Let's get a forester's hut going on over here. I won't subject you guys to any more of that though. So that's pretty much it. That's a look at not the laptop that I owned as a kid, but one that is pretty darn close. It was a hand-me-down actually from my half-sister's dad, so it was already worthless then, and it's even more worthless now. World of Warships is a free-to-play strategy action game that some would refer to as a thinking man's action game. You can battle it out with 7 million players worldwide, and each in-game ship is based on 3D scans of real-life ships. There are over 200 ships to unlock, like the historic USS Missouri and USS Arizona, and there's 4 different classes of ships, along with a bunch of upgrades, weather effects, and strategically designed environments, so the action never ends and every match is different. The game is getting continually updated, so there's always something new to experience or achieve, and you can click the link below to collect an exclusive bonus starter pack. New players can register with code PLAYLANGLEY2019 to receive 300 doubloons, 1,000,000 credits, the USS Langley Premium Aircraft Carrier, 3 days of premium time, and more. So go check it out. So thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks to Brian for giving me this old clunker of a laptop to play with here. And if you guys enjoyed the video, you can hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, you can hit subscribe. If you disliked it, you can also hit that button. But we're going to have, wow, I did my entire outro out of order, whatever. Go buy merch and join our forum. Yes.
We're back. It's time to see which chew provides the longest-lasting flea and tick protection.
Bravecto's the big winner. 12 weeks of powerful protection, nearly 3 times longer than the other 2.
Bravo, Bravecto. Bravo.
It's all about finding balance in life, right? So somewhere in between me trying to speed build a computer in 17 minutes and taking me 5 attempts to get my time down to that point, and me being like sweating at the end of it and not having any time to give you guys any instructions or insight about what I'm doing, and taking 6 hours to swap out a motherboard in my personal rig, there's got to be a happy medium. And that is exactly what today's build is all about. This, my friends, is the happy medium machine. Now, our goal was to build a respectable gaming rig for the modest price of $500 US, not including peripherals and monitor and all that kind of stuff. Now, admittedly, we did go a little bit over our budget. We ended up closer to the $580 range, but there are definitely some places where you could, trim a little bit of fat in order to hit that price point and then easily upgrade later. Like, for example, we did include a hard drive so that we can actually install a decent library of games on it, assuming we're playing modern AAA titles, some of which are 100+ gigs per game. But you could scrap that. You could install and remove your games as you play them, and then just kind of wait to build up some budget to upgrade your storage down the line. But we're still calling it a $500 gaming rig, and we are going to get started building it right now at a happy medium pace. So we're not going to speed build, but I'm also not going to take like an hour to build this computer. And it's brought to you by Ridge Wallet. Wants to redefine the wallet with its compact frame and RFID blocking place. Check out how they can help keep your wallet bulge down. And use our offer code Linus to save 10% and get free worldwide shipping. And we're back. Yes, that's the way that we do that. All right, so the first thing we need to decide is whether we're going to go with the windowed or non-windowed version of the MG120G from Cougar. Rawr. Which one's the windowed one? The G? All right, we're going to go with the non-windowed one because this build is all about modesty and doing things that actually make sense. If you are spending $500 on a gaming rig, you should be saving the $5 or $10 delta between the windowed version of the case and the non-windowed version of the case, and you should be spending that on a graphics upgrade or a CPU upgrade, something that you're kind of stuck with for an extended period of time versus something that can be easily upgraded down the line, like, for example, storage or system memory. Now, I took a lot of flack when we did a budget build recently, configuring it with a single stick of memory with the intention, of course, of upgrading to dual channel later. People said, hey, you know, the performance sucks. But I'm of the mind that any performance that I give up today, like let's say I save, you know, 5% of my budget by going with a single stick of memory, but I lose 5% of my performance. That's a trade-off that doesn't cost me anything in the long term. It's just sort of like deferring performance and cost to a later time. I fully understood that that was not the ideal configuration, and that dual channel makes a big difference to system performance these days. It's just a matter of whether that's a system performance compromise that I'm making that is going to cost me more down the line, or whether it's one that I'm making that I can just say, hey, you know what? My performance isn't enough today. I'm going to go to the computer store and buy another stick of memory and put it in my system because, you know, I've saved up my lunch money. My parents gave me lunch money, and I decided not to buy lunch, and I just stashed it so I could buy cool stuff that I want. Not that I'm speaking from experience. Let's go ahead and install a CPU. So for our motherboard, we went with the ASRock B450M Pro. This is just such a great balance between performance and cost. It's MATX, so you don't get some of the expansion that you might expect from a full-size board. You've only got 3 PCI Express slots. But let's face it, when you're using a B450 board, you don't have the same degree of chipset features anyway, and an MATX board, I feel, is a really, really good compromise there. So we've got our socket AM4, we've still got 4 memory slots, so we can load this puppy up. We've got 2 M.2s, and then, of course, the PCI Express slots. Actually, a pretty reasonable mix of I.O. with 6 USB 3+ ports. Only gigabit Ethernet. It's not until you step up to B550 that you're going to start to see things like 2.5 gig Ethernet on these more value-oriented boards. Let's go ahead and switch to our top-down here. For our CPU, we've gone with a Ryzen 3 3100. This thing is just an outstanding balance of price to performance. And I know that we've said some things about it in the past, like that we don't think it makes necessarily the... oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm actually thinking of when we got slammed for a completely different video. Yeah, Ryzen 3100 is... We actually gave it an extremely positive review. The one thing that we did get criticized for recently about it is... Yes, I know that you can step up. Okay, so you can step up to a 3300, and that does make a big difference to performance. But I still maintain that even if you're going to end up with a little bit of latency due to the 2CCX design of this one, it's at a certain price point, not the kind of thing that you're going to notice when you're pairing it with a 1650 Super. That's something to bear in mind about the way that you typically benchmark hardware versus the way that people actually deploy it in the real world. If you want to pop in here, I'm just going to go ahead and install my CPU. Just lining up my diamond with the little, you can see that little arrow on the edge of the board right there. We got the arrow? Nice. Thank you, David. So I've already got Floatplane chat being like, why not 3300X? Okay, all right. I just talked through this. Not 3300X, because I think that when you're trying to hit a price point, there are cases where, look, if you're pairing it with a 1650 Super, realistically, 3100 ain't going to be the bottleneck in that system anyway. From a gaming standpoint, this is a gaming-focused system. I think it's fine. Speaking of things that are just fine, for cooling, golden stock cooling. In fairness, like, AMD stock coolers these days are actually pretty legit. Like, they are literally double the mass of Intel's. I still remember when Intel did away with the copper plug down the middle of this style of heatsink that they've also used for many, many years. And if I recall, we might have actually done, we either did a video benchmarking the difference between the new, new and not improved, the new and not improved all aluminum version and the version that had the copper slug down the middle. In fact, you used to be able to see it through the fins back in the LGA 775 days. Like, it kind of had like it was like.
All right, so we got some shadows on the table. table's looking good. We're definitely going to come back and do some more highlights and stuff on there, but next focus is we're going to go back to the top and start adding the second layer to some of the objects on the table. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. This is going to be another dope still life. I appreciate everybody popping in the stream, chilling with me for a little while, checking out the progress on these paintings. Yeah, and if you want to check out more of my work, definitely follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter at Paintings by the Prince, and you can follow my YouTube channel and my PlayStation link too. So catch y'all next time. Peace. Oh, wrong button.